Let's go. Welcome back to episode 24.
Wow, okay.
Chophouse Pod. My name is Neil Dante Evans.
And my name is Mikey J. Asante. Why do I always do it like that? I'm Mikey J. Asante. Why do I always do that? I think it's because you say Neil Dante Evans. I want to make it feel like
So you want to sound African as well, innit?
Yeah, innit?
Shall I just say Russell next time?
No.
Hello, it's Russ.
It's Russ. And it's Mike.
Well, no, this is the name that you wanted to call the pod.
What?
Russ and Mikey.
Is it? That is terrible. Why did I think that? That's rubbish.
I know. I will never forget that day. I think it's on the WhatsApp where you was
Really?
like, so what are you thinking? Like Russ and Mikey and Russ? And I was like, hey.
Oh, I know why I would have said that. You was like, no. In the back of your head, you're like that.
No. We not gonna do that. That's what we not gonna do. That's what we not gonna do.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah,
You're really kind not to kind of marginalize me then. I appreciate that. That's funny.
But here we are, the Chophouse as you know it. It's been an interesting week. Yeah, Rihanna's got lots of people upset.
Let's talk about this for a second though, bro.
Let's talk about our chop.
The chop today is...
So first of all, before we talk about the chop, what I'm going to say is...
Yeah. But we'll get back to the Rihanna thing.
Yeah, the last few chops, I have failed on the chops. like there's no ifs, buts, or babies.
But let's be honest, it's focused. It's the reason why is because you've been really busy.
Yeah, no, it's like the last...
active. That's what it is.
The last couple of weeks has been really, really busy and... You know,
the lives as well. You guys have been doing the lives
from the start. To be fair, it's been a good start of the year, and then from next week we're gonna start picking up production on the new show For Heaven's Sake It's Friday Night. All of that. So it's been busy.
Mad. I might just pop in, bruv. Like if there's something popping.
I know you're coming out for sure. Like you'll be on.
I don't want to come all the time.
Not all the time, but
Jesus.
like you're coming.
Man, you see. This is what happens, bruv. You go and get a job, and then next minute they just you find your name on the rota. You have to just turn up.
Be like, Michael, actually, as per your agreement for the Chophouse,
you are required to do at least 3 Fridays every 3 months.
There you go. But yeah, so the chops on has been a bit weak.
Yeah, bro.
And so again today, I was like, flipping hell. And I was like, all right, let me just order something in. I said, I messaged Mike. I was like, fancy anything? He was you know when you don't know what to do, right? And so you try to give it to somebody else just so that you don't have to think about it, and then you could just go, right, let me get that.
We should have got a pizza. Is that too much?
You know what I said?
And you know what I said to her? I said, yeah, but Mike don't really do cheese.
To be honest, bruv, cheese on a pizza and flipping bread from the bruv, that's the only one I allow.
See, I was thinking about you though.
I do the gluten-free, I do the vegan. It's cool. Nah, but
all right, next episode we're doing pizza.
But then that's it. Then that means I don't do nothing for the rest of the night.
Oh, right.
I just go home. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Go home.
So if you... Right.
Oh, yeah. So then no. Yeah.
But I did say pizza.
Yeah, she did say it, and I was like, no.
I would have eaten it, fam.
No. It's cool. I wouldn't do that to you.
Get pizza next time.
All right, well. So anyway... I found this wing place.
Yeah.
I ordered like they did like 10 wings and chips and whatever. And it just come and it just, the wings were underwhelming, mediocre. The chips were nice. I think the best thing about it was that sauce that came with the chips.
Don't put them on blast though. Just
No, I won't put them on blast. I can't actually even remember their name, to be fair. But
that's so sad.
When we say underwhelming in every aspect, in absolutely every aspect. Okay. Yes, so Rihanna. A lot of people getting upset about Rihanna and her Vogue cover. And for me, so look, the argument from a lot of people has been like, it's not fair what they did to ASAP, and it just kind of speaks into the effeminization of black men. And I'm like, I'm not saying that's not a problem. That is a problem. That does happen. Yeah. But I just don't think that this cover was it. I think there was too many other logical reasons as to why the cover is the way the cover is to be getting upset over that. But what I think is also a thing is I am noticing that there is definitely like more of a role reversal going on in the way that men and women behave and interact. And this is what I was saying beforehand. So like, as men and women, we both have masculine and feminine sides.
100%. We all started out as women.
Mm-hmm. But it feels like now what's happening is that when we're seeing more of the feminine side in men and the masculine side of women, we just hate it. And we don't really know how to interact with it. And it could be that because it just looks ugly and we don't like it, or it could just be like, this is us reacting to evolutionary change of how men and women are going to be. I don't know.
Damn, bro, you're saying some quite, like, my mind has gone in so many different spaces just from what you've just said. Because let me backtrack a touch though. The feminization of black men.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly when I heard that whole debate surrounding that photo,
mm-hmm.
and obviously my views, let me just get them out. It's like, I felt, they've done that consistently with whoever the star is and their partners are there or a significant other or whatever, ever. I felt like that has been quite consistent.
Mm-hmm.
But the feminization of black men, is that the right way to say?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, I just instantly went back to Michael Jackson and the notion of him kind of changing his voice and doing all of that early on in his career. And him, from what I have heard, because obviously I never knew him, it is a voice that's put on, and he did it to feel less, or to seem less scary.
I did it today.
Black people say, I have my...
Yeah.
Well, you take
the bass out your voice. I was at football, it was their grandma actually. We was in the shop getting some food. And I walked in and I can hear myself the way I'm talking, You
it's everything.
It's like, and I'm talking all up here. So
instantly I went to that. And the notion that have black men always felt that they've had to do that in regular circumstances, i.e. what you described, but then the notion of Hollywood. And obviously at the time he was doing that. The time would have been very, very different. Black people were viewed in a totally different way.
Yeah.
I remember even on Joe Budden podcast, they were talking about specifically, why does it come into my head and just gone? About Queen Flip said it. Denzel is the only person in the Hollywood sphere that hasn't done anything like what what's his name, Martin Lawrence did by putting on a dress, and Eddie and all of these different things. Out of it all. And it's funny, like, I do feel like that Denzel area was the shift for the black male role for me, anyway, as a film watcher, and how all of a sudden black men became sex symbols. Before it was the strong, silent type.
Yeah.
Hollywood had owned that for a long time, but then men being black and even Eddie Murphy, even in that time, same. They were all kind of seen as like, sex. What do they call them in the... I forgot
sex symbol.
Sex symbol. There you go.
Symbol, yeah.
And then obviously where we are today with Idris becoming, when Idris became sexiest man, was it on the planet or wherever?
Yeah.
I remember I was working with him at the time. I always feel like I'm stunning when I say bullshit like this. I was working with him at the time. And
say it again, man. Throw it down.
I was working with him at the time and he had just got that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think I said something to him. And then he was just like, no, get it right. Like, sexiest man on the planet. So and I was laughing my head off. I said, you know what? It's in print. What can I say? You know what I mean?
Fair play.
Yeah, but we've seen that kind of shift where the notion of a black man being quite, tough doesn't feel so much that way. But do you feel like, and that's just stage one of what you said. I was like, my head started spinning, bruv, with all the different things you're dropping in. Is it actually a problem? Because I know my not so time-taken thought is that men choose that as well, right? Men can choose. They can choose the notion of, no, I'm not going to accept that for myself, right?
Yeah, to an extent. I feel like women have always had and generally will always have the upper hand in deciding how relationships operate.
Really?
I could be wrong.
Think so.
No. I don't think you're wrong. I think it's in everything though. There's levels to every situation.
Oh, of course.
So I don't want to make it too nuanced, but if it was to do with financing and all of that stuff and money and men would have had historically the upper hand in that regard. But if you was talking about, and I think this is still a worthy debate, if we were talking about sex, that's a little bit different.
Absolutely. So if we're talking about sex, then it's women all the way. But I would even say, so I agree, financing historically, what have you, that's been men. But also, like, women have still been able to drive that through sex. Do you see what I'm saying?
To a
so
degree.
like, you can, in a very, kind of simplistic examples, do you know what I mean? Like, if a woman wants and the things that men also do things a lot for women. So the wife says, I would like a house out in the country. In this, I want this, Husband might initially be like, we can't afford that. And then she's like, oh, but if you like...
When does that ever happen?
I was about to say. In your relationship, it'd probably be the other way around. You'd be like, yo, Nance. And then you'd flick your hair, bruv. And she'd be like, bruv, that ain't happening. What are you trying about? I know, but I understand the sentiment.
Yeah.
Because what's challenging is that I don't think I have the verbiage. I don't think I have enough kind of experience in that way to kind of say it's left or right on this subject. Because I do think people, and that includes everyone, will manipulate what they can out of any situation if they see there's opportunity. Because soft life, we talk about soft life all the time.
Yeah.
And more than anything else, if we can get something out of somebody, we will do it. It's it's a natural thing for most humans to want to try and find the way through. So even if it was a financial thing that you could create dominance, or even if it was a sexual thing that you could create dominance, either, I think, side would use that. However, I do think what has happened, which is making this conversation more relevant, is that there's just more eyes on it now, from the notion of social media being the viewpoint that we're hearing male perspectives where they are being hard done by X, or female perspective where they're being hard done by X. So we're probably seeing men have these kind of situations for time. They just ain't been talking about it.
Yeah. And you're right. Because even when I think about some of the videos that we got today,
we haven't watched the videos.
We're seeing it and we're talking about it now because it's more... It's more.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I would definitely say I know more men, and this is my personal experience. I know more men who turned to quite crud behaviors because of heartbreak.
And on that note, let's watch.
When did I question your manhood? What did I say about your manhood?
You've said repeatedly, I need a man. I came here to meet a man.
Oh, yeah, I have said that.
The music.
So, is Josh not man enough for you?
I just feel like he's not a big, man. I don't feel protected by Josh.
Oh.
And I feel like I'm protecting him. And I feel no protection or love or support or anything from him.
Eesh.
And it's not something I'm used to. I'm used to a man. Just, I want a manly man.
The woman's face.
Are you able to put yourself in his shoes right now? Let's reverse it.
Yep.
Let's say he's looking at you and saying, you're not enough of a woman for me. You're a little girl, you're not a woman. How would that feel?
Really hurtful. Because also too, I've got to say that intimacy night, during intimacy week.
What?
It was just sex. It was just a transaction.
Big up the sound designer.
Like I didn't feel like it was a genuine thing. It wasn't how I imagined to have an amazing sex life with someone. It was just physical. And that was quite awful.
She understood it was hurtful and said it anyway.
Yes.
And then proceeded to remove that we're discussing this man's feelings and say, no, intimacy now.
That was a lot.
He's not a big man as well.
Yeah. So you see what I'm saying? Like,
Oh my god!
That clip was interesting because the first time I watched it,
wow,
I was like, it's a little bit longer than that. I cut it down, but I was like, brother, are you not going to speak?
So have you heard when Tyson and remember Robin Givens and Tyson?
When
they had an interview. They had an interview, and Robin Givens was going in, saying, it's the violence. He wows out,
and they're there together having an interview.
And Tyson is just. Tyson told us through another podcast that he said inside him he was seething, but couldn't do anything because obviously all cameras, the lights, everything's there. His whole body just went. He said he wanted to break everything. So I can imagine that moment. But you want to walk out?
You want to walk out, but this is what I'm saying is like, I'm not asking you to walk out. I'm not asking you to smash something, yeah? But I'm asking you to respond to
what
this
is
woman.
a response you say in that moment?
I don't know, because I don't know what's going on between them, but you're not going to sit there and try and make...
What are you going to... No, Russell, what are you going to do?
Because you can literally just freeze in shock at the...
He was stunned.
Your body is going to do that anyway, just to keep you safe. You may literally just freeze, just stop. Because any action, you don't know how big it's going to be.
What are you going to say, bruv? In that moment, what are you doing? Because, bruv, to be honest, the answer for me is I have no clue.
And that's what your body will stop you from doing.
I think in that instance, when he was sitting there like, I'm going to probably be laughing. But I'm not saying that it's like, I don't care, but that would more likely be my defense mechanism. So I'm hurt. I'm hurt by what you're saying, but what I'm going to do is laugh because also I am very aware that I'm on this reality show. It's going out around the world. And so now I have to go into PR mode and I have to protect my brand. Do you understand?
Now I need context. Are those people in relationships prior to this moment?
This clip is from a show called Married at First Sight.
Oh, right? Okay. All right.
So the concept of the show is you apply... You do like this massive long application form. The computer selects who you're going to be
compatible with.
And so you meet them and basically... Do they meet... The first time they meet is going down the aisle?
Yeah.
First time you meet the person.
Yeah. You're going down the aisle. And you're basically like signing a contract to do this experiment.
Is there peas in it?
Probably not a lot.
I don't think so. I think
it's reality TV. So reality TV doesn't pay a lot of money.
No,
but they'll get some money.
No, you'll get some.
Well, you're hoping that everything goes up
because there has to be a winner, right? The number one, the people who stay together win.
Yes, the people who stay together win, who really get married at the end of the process. But also, I guess it's all eyes on you guys while this show is on.
And so, like throughout the duration of the show. Well, you and your partner that they go to like dinners together with the other partners.
They go on a honeymoon.
And you go on a honeymoon. There's this intimacy week thing that they were talking about.
So the algorithm finished then?
How do you mean?
You said there's an algorithm prior to that kind of...
So they would have... I think it's a computer, but then also they have experts as well.
Yes, there's therapists.
Yeah.
That are also helping.
So everyone got that wrong. This is not these two people.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't put themselves together.
Okay. So that makes a little bit more sense to me as to... Because if this was... I thought I was watching a couple outside, because they actually did look like a couple.
Yeah.
They look like... This is going to sound crazy, but they look like they matched in all... And I know I just saw them physically, but they matched...
I hear what you're saying though.
Yeah. Like I didn't, I thought this was a relationship from a long time ago. So that kind of hit me differently with that viewpoint.
Yeah.
Because now knowing and understanding that, it makes me think, oh, okay, cool. Because she was just being honest then.
Yeah. But it was a level of honesty that I feel like wasn't necessarily required and was only that brutal because she was like, TV, play the villain. Do you see what I'm saying?
Really? So I've watched one of these.
What did she get from it? Because
it's so harsh.
When I found the clip and then I went to go and see a few more, like she's getting rinsed. Like online, she's getting rinsed. So like, unless some people go out to play the villain and don't mind playing the villain.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, maybe you intentionally went out to do this because I don't understand.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but then the context you've given me, it feels like she was just being very, very honest, which I guess they want her to be based upon the fact that this is an unknown and, as you classed it, an experiment.
And also, I think what makes her honesty way more awkward is because it's generally the type of honesty that you would expect to hear from a man talking about a woman.
I was coming to say it the other way, bruv. Yeah. I personally think, well, I've had my own thoughts on that. Like, I think men, we have to, on average, do better with rejection. In general. Majority of women would want us to approach them in said circumstance surrounding dating. More often than not, I know women definitely do that too, or make choices to do that as well. But we're prepared for the knockback, you know, in so many different circumstances when it comes to at least the relationship space, probably more than women might be on average.
Yeah.
So in that circumstance, I think he could never have spoken like that, because, you know, if he was to, that would be a whole nother set of circumstances. There'll be tears. There'll be probably walking offs. There'll be embarrassment.
He could have done it, but we would have seen all of that. But like, he would have embraced it as well, because.
But
like
she wouldn't have taken it as easy as I don't.
No,
that's what I'm saying. I don't think in that circumstance.
Okay,
and I know I'm super generalizing, but in that circumstance, I don't think men would speak to a woman like that. This is what I'm saying. Kind of disagreeing with your point. I think a man who is considering a woman and her feelings in that moment, you wouldn't do that. I think today's man might be a bit different.
I get what you're saying.
But those people look like they're from a particular time.
Yeah.
The implications of a man doing exactly that to a woman, though the woman did get backlash, but I think it's far more reaching, because then you would go into, like, you reduced her, like, you've made her just about her body. Like, if you just took it in the same way, she's like, you know, his stature, he's small, he's not protecting. Yeah. So the other side of that, if a man was to say that to a woman...
Exactly.
Yeah, that could affect him for a very long time.
So I don't think a man could speak like that. And I think a woman is more likely to be not that brutal per se, but that honest.
Yeah.
Because it's something that's more common.
You're not going to lose your job. This is literally like about the last 20 years though of that change, that a woman could be that honest. Because before then, men could do that to a woman and he's not going to lose anything.
Yeah.
But it's changed. Now, a man doing that could lose his job, could lose his livelihood. Yeah. Like, but this is a new change.
It's a new change.
That men are like flashing about like this has always been that way, and it's not. It's very new.
It's not always been that way, but I do think it is more likely that in a setting like that, that's what it is. In a public setting, a woman could speak like that.
Yeah. And she can still have a job. She can still be employed after.
What was interesting is the bit that I cut out. And again, I think this also spoke to my frustration with the dude of him being quiet. Is that, so you saw the other couple sitting there, and then one of the men basically piped up and was like, when she was saying this whole thing about him not being a man, and he was like, you know, what is a man? Mm-hmm. And then he started speaking to a man is actually somebody that is in touch with his feelings, can speak about these things, and saying that this guy can do all of that. And so in my opinion...
So sorry, I cut you. Carry on.
So in my opinion, he's more a man than most people, because he can talk about emotions and feelings and this, that, and the other.
So really, she's judging him on him being too...
I think for her, from what I got from that and from her, was that this guy was too effeminate, and wasn't the man.
Yeah, so really, she's just talking about. She said it. She's just talking about what she's used to.
Yeah,
that is really, really interesting, because I found that in my dating life. Not the effeminate part when it comes to me, not in that way, but the notion of not being used to how I am. Because it's
a sad thing, you know.
So being able to articulate your feelings
it's not even that. I can do that, but it's more my world.
Okay.
A good example was like when I was dating early on, I was doing a studio session with one of my boys, and we had a female artist with us. We're doing a session, we're running into 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And I'll do 2 sides actually. And I called a girl and she's up and whatever we're talking. I said, oh yeah, I'm just here in the studio with my mate. And we're working with this girl. It's obviously 2, 3 a.m. She's like, you have to understand, to me, that sounds wild. That's what she said to me. That sounds wild. That you and your mate are in a studio 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
You know what's funny? Me in that situation, I would then respond to her by saying, you have to understand to me that you saying that is actually wild. The fact that your mind goes to that place.
So let me make sure you have the other side.
Right, okay.
So one of my lads, my mates, me and Ken, we've taken early doors. We've taken one of our people, we've taken a team on tour. Gone on tour. One of the dancers has come, knocked at our hotel door. A room me and Ken are sharing. They knock on the door and they say, Ken, I've got like something going on with my leg. Can I get a massage? Can you do that for me, please? He goes, okay, cool. I'm working on some other stuff. Come back and we'll deal with it. So then she goes, knocks back, and she goes, oh yeah, come. So Ken does the massage. So my boy, my guy now, I'm trying to, so-and-so's just come in. She's come to do the massage. He knows our setting. He knows what's going on. He is like, you have a girl here that's come to yours and Ken's hotel room and he's giving her a massage. That sounds mad to me.
There's something that Will Smith said time ago where it was like, it's not your fault that something happened to you, yeah, but it's your fault how you deal with it, okay? It's up to you how you deal with it, sort of thing. So whatever that person has gone through where they're like, the situation of somebody working late in a studio with 2 other people and one of them happens to be a woman, the fact that that's a wild situation for you, I'm sorry that whatever happened, I'm sorry for whatever has happened in your life that's brought you to that conclusion. But as an adult, you should be able to be like, all right, separate that. And this is a separate situation that I don't need to bring all of my isms to.
I get that. I mean, when I go back to that particular time, I don't think that was in the mix. But I do believe what it was she was actually doing a very good thing. She was actually making her feelings known.
Yeah.
And then she was also understanding me and what was going on. Because that could have easily turned into, what? But it didn't. It turned into a moment for us to kind of learn.
Yeah.
And understand,
that's,
it was cool. More that she acknowledged that's why I used it as an example, because it was a positive one. It was a positive example. She really kind of assessed the situation, said how she was feeling, and then kept it moving.
So what I was saying before about when I watched the guy and I was like, speak. And then afterwards, when I watched it again, I realized that I was just very uncomfortable with how they were portraying, in the sense that this woman was speaking in a way that we usually associate with men. And then the man's quietness was something we would usually associate with women. And I realized that I was just uncomfortable with this role reversal.
But then that's interesting because that I actually thought about when you said role reversal. Mm-hmm. So what's this role? Because that's on both sides, that's a negative.
Feeling.
Agree that that's a
negative. Because number one is like the behavior being displayed, and there isn't great behavior. But in this role reversal, they've both taken on negative traits of the opposite sex.
Okay.
So she's taken on the trait of like the kind of bozo alpha male, like, you know, don't care about your feelings, gonna say this, that, and the other, what not have you. And then he's taken on the traits of the quiet, quote unquote, doormat female, like allowing this guy to do that and just kind of like not really defending herself, sort of thing. And I don't know, I feel like on watching it back, it was like, that's what made the thing really awkward for me to watch.
And you would feel the same way if you was watching a woman as well? Have a man speak about a woman?
I would feel the same way, but it would be different because I'm used to seeing that.
Okay. So really what you're discussing is you had a new kind of, I don't know,
I
something
think,
impacted you differently in that regard.
So, if you take it from the angle of watching something for the first time, I don't know what I'm about to watch, what I'm about to see. And so then as I'm seeing it, I'm angry with this person not speaking up for themselves. And then when I then begin to analyze it, I'm like, there's an awkwardness about it because I'm like, I wouldn't usually expect that from a man in that situation.
Yeah, man.
You know what? Just going back to, because I think that sentiment that you expressed is exactly what people felt when they saw the cover of Rihanna and A$AP Rocky. So it wouldn't have been anything if that was Rihanna holding her baby and being led by a man.
Yes.
That would be fine.
Yes.
But it's because it's a woman in front and the man is holding the baby, then it turns into, that's wrong. You're playing with the different roles and you're trying to effeminize. And actually, all it is a family going somewhere.
That's what it is.
That's all it is.
I mean, Rihanna did look fierce in it.
But it's because we attribute these roles onto, and actually, realistically, it is. We are masculine and feminine, and she is a billionaire, and he is not, and she is the star at this moment, and he is not. That's all that picture is depicting. They're two humans, but because we have this is what the man should be doing, and this is what the woman should be doing. But some women are leaders, some men are leaders, and that's their relationship.
So. Debate point. Are we seeing progression in all of that? In the sense that back in the day, it would be, excuse me for saying it this way, YouTube world. Back in the day, a woman would be, I'm trying to find the right words. A woman would be searching for the star. So that, she can end up.
She'll be looking for her payday.
Or have an easier life.
So now.
Her soft life provider.
So we've seen progression in that people are now talking about A$AP like, yeah, bro, you definitely put 2 in there. Is, debate point, just for the sake, is that progression?
Yeah. Listen, I'm not. Here's the thing. I will say this. There has been moments.
Oh my God.
In that relationship where Rihanna has done or said something that has absolutely taken the piss. Yeah. And my man has thought, I'm not having that. Yeah. I'm not having that.
No.
Yeah. And then he thought, she's a billionaire though.
You're doing that for content. Shut up.
No. Yes and no.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Right?
But
I'm playing it up. But in every relationship, you like someone does something to upset you, but you weigh it up. But the thing is, his one is going to be, you're probably going to take a lot more nonsense because there's a lot more to lose.
But you're not really dealing with my bigger point of the fact that he now has 2 kids with her.
Yeah. You're locked in. You played the game. Women have been doing it for millennia.
Oh my God. Are we going that far? Are we going on that limb?
Am I lying?
Bruv, I don't know. Because the point is that there has been this narrative.
Women have been doing it for millennia.
Okay.
Women, it's in their DNA to search out man that will protect and provide, like she said, yeah? And they were like, I will have my children with this person because I know that if I have my children with this person, that's going to, provide us with a safe life that they don't want to have you. Cool. I've got no issues with A$AP doing the same thing.
Do you think he did the same thing?
I don't think he went into it like that. But certainly when you're in it, and if you're going through your issues, you're going to think twice about exiting it because you're like, actually,
it's cool. But
same with Jay-Z and Beyonce. You're going to think twice about exiting the relationship.
Which way?
Because both ways.
Okay.
And even though Rihanna is the billionaire, you benefit. It's what's it, Neo? We're a force when we're together.
Oh,
what's that?
We're a force when we're together. You make me better. That's all.
But that's it.
Yo, that track was a good track.
That is ultimately what it's about with all of them. It's like,
man. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I've thought about this. Gladly, bro. I make mad peas. Crazy is mad out here. My missus, she comes, she enjoys the fruits. If she turned around and said, yo, I want to go at work and bruv, I will gladly give up everything and stay at home and look after you. When she comes home, there'll be food, all of that, bro.
Like there's that meme of like, there's a meme was like, what would you do if your wife...
Why does your accent have to change?
Because it was an American thing, right? What would you do if your wife earned like $500 million, got a job earning $500,000 a year? Like, would you stay at home and do all the cleaning and the thing? And then it cuts to the man like dancing to the tune. Bro, I was like, yeah, of course.
But what it is I think it's different if you have worked and you have done that first.
Done what?
So... remember my premise. My premise is that I've made the money. I'm doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
Right.
So
okay.
you've lived that experience out.
You get me. And I'm not even over it. I'm saying, someone else do it for a bit.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
But that premise is important. If you've just been lazy all your life, then you're just lazy, bro.
Yeah.
If you're looking for that easy thing, then you're just easy and lazy.
Yeah.
But nah, bro, I swear down, like, I have no problem doing that. Cooking. And I'll do that anyway.
But I enjoy all of that stuff. I enjoy it.
Bruv. But I think it's really interesting that I think the point you're making, just that we have these preconceived notions of gender roles.
Yeah.
Gender roles? Wrong. No. Masculine and feminine roles. Let's say that. Because I think more than anything else, it's really interesting. Even in same-sex couples, you're going to find those two entities.
You see it playing out. Yeah, definitely.
And it's needed. It's called balance, right?
Yeah.
Is it not called balance? Yeah. It's when it becomes toxic, when it turns into something that is negative. Are we still seeing and feeling the positive benefits of these two spaces and energies that we have? Then there's value in it. If not, then it's not.
I think that's what it is. It's actually being like, this is my identity. When you start conforming to, for me to be a man or for me to be a woman, these are the energies that I'm playing and I can only stay there. That's when you're not going to be true to yourself. Yeah. That's when it turns toxic because at different points in life, you may want to be the one that is leading. You may be the one with the head on your shoulders to lead the family. Other times it goes to the other person. You have to be flexible.
I remembered it, and maybe I'm exposing too much of myself as per usual. But I just remember there was times with some girls where they would be so annoyed with the fact that I guess I was taking something away from them in the sense that I was looking after myself. Because my mum taught me.
To look
you
after
didn't?
yourself.
A woman made me understand, Michael, don't smell, make your clothes look like this, clean your house. This is how you chop an onion. Do you know what I mean? Michael, chop an onion like this, bro. Fam, these are the things that a woman made me understand. Michael, you got to look after yourself first. Then they've come in and they're like, fam, there's nothing for me to do. I'm like, then relax, chill, let me cook for you. And it becomes a thing. That's what's been so interesting in my life. And it's a woman who made sure that, Mike, no matter what you do in life, this is what you got to do. And I also did HE at school. I did.
You're lucky.
I swear to you, at GCSE time, I said, I fought this, bro. My 14-year-old brain going into those 2 years where we do year 5, year 4 and year 5. I said, no matter what I do, I gotta eat.
I never even thought about it that deep. Like, again, for me, I just enjoyed it.
Imagine that I went to a girls' school and they actually removed home economics.
I can imagine why they did.
Yeah.
I can imagine why they did.
So it's all programming because that was
crazy.
Like,
and we're all the same age, so we would have all gone through the same system at that time.
For our options, we weren't allowed to. They was like there wasn't enough people. There was blatantly like 15 girls. That's one class, and I wanted to do textiles as well. And there was like, there's not enough. It's like, how can I be in a girls' school and I am not able to do what would be considered the woman roles? We're not allowed to be taught in there.
I remember I walked in and because I was the cool kid, I just did music. I was a flipping nerd. Yeah. Because you do music, everyone just thinks you're a bit cooler. No, I'm just a nerd. Yeah, fully nerd. And I rocked up, walked into the session and everyone was looking at me like, All the girls are like, yeah, right. And I'm sitting there with all of them. Me and my boy John. Me and Sparks. We were in HE together. And both of our food is good. When we cook for each other, everyone's like, yeah, come around, do barbecue, whatever. The food is good. Yeah. Because we studied that.
Makes sense.
Bruv.
It makes sense.
I'm telling you. And it helped me with my vocabulary.
In what way?
Because the bigger part of the course was that you're going to have, and we was always told this, you're going to have your examiner, which is your teacher, in your room. And she's going to examine, it's probably going to be 30%. But then you've got to send it off to the other external examiner, and they can't eat the food. Yeah. So you have to describe the food.
Amazing.
That's really interesting. Amazing. See?
So
that experience.
The crust was,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yellow, crispy, crumbled as it. You got to give.
That's interesting.
Yeah, bro.
Really interesting.
Yeah, that's what I know. As an adult, when I look back, I'm like, yeah, it helped with my vocabulary and definitely helped with description and storytelling.
Yeah. Oh,
look at that. Beautiful.
We learned something.
We moved.
Your youths do HE, fam.
If that's even still about.
Yeah, food tech, I think it's called now. Something like that.
That means our top snogger is...
What?
Tanya.
Huh? The black woman?
Shock. Fucking shock.
Yeah, she's not happy.
Where's he doing?
She kissed all the boys passionately.
Oh. Do you know, 1 second, if there's one thing that will give me the ick, is this. That's so petty. I don't know, you're just not too much. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Because I feel like, obviously, my couple with Shaq, like, it was going well, but then he was angry at me for challenges. Like, I kissed people in challenges and I won the challenge because I was the best kisser.
All that is in the past. So
that's true, though.
Yeah, so.
That's how I felt.
Yeah, you said it. So,
girl.
I feel something in the air between me and you. I'm just trying to figure out what the something is in the air. That's why I'm like, oh, my head is spinning. What is Martin doing? The recipe is just right. Like, it's just like I'm tasting the soup right now and it's making sense.
Would you say that Martin soup is delicious?
Martin soup is delicious.
Olivia, no.
She said, Olivia, no. What am I saying, Russell? Why is he looking up like, say he's going to see better?
So it was just a peck, yeah? He went to kiss you. Is that what we're doing? We're lying now.
We kissed. I didn't say it was just a peck.
You said that Martin kissed you and it was a quick one.
No, Martin did kiss me, but I didn't say it was just a peck. I said it was a quick kiss.
It's
I said it was a quick kiss.
So is that what you're doing?
That's what I said. It was a quick kiss.
Why am I not hearing about this before?
Baby, it was exactly what I said.
No, it's not exactly what you said.
No, it was. If you're looking for something to be angry about, honestly, this is not it.
Okay.
This is not it.
So you think his soup is delicious?
I'm gonna give you time to think about what you just saw.
It
wasn't. No. I said exactly what happened.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's fine.
I knew you was looking nervous for a reason.
That was the wrong music for that scene, first and foremost. Let me just talk on my job. That music, no.
Do you know what the thing is? So that was from Love Island. Right?
That is nuts.
Yeah. But you're right. That was the wrong music. But it's sad because Love Island are actually really good when it comes to music. But it was terrible. Yeah, that was terrible.
So
let me give you some context, right? Let me give you some context. So this is from Love Island, current season of Love Island. Okay. So the guy with the twists.
Yeah.
His name's Shaq. Okay. Mm-hmm. So he goes into the villa, he meets the girl, Tanya.
The black girl.
The black girl, Tanya. Okay. Yeah. So they get along, they're like cool, getting all loved up.
They're a couple from day one.
Yeah, so they're a couple
so they know each other?
They don't know each other.
No,
until they meet
from day one.
And they who picked who?
They step forward for each other.
I like this. Yeah. I like this because this is so amazing to let people know I don't watch the bullshit.
Yeah. Right? So they picked each other, right? So they're getting to know each other. They're like lovey-dovey, this, that, and the other. So when you're in there, you do challenges, okay? So one of the challenges was the guys were all blindfolded and then the girls would come around and kiss them. Yeah. And then you had to rate all of the kissing. And did you have to guess who your girl was as well?
No,
or that wasn't part?
Everybody kissed.
Everybody just blindfolded. Saliva.
Blindfolded?
So all the guys are blindfolded.
And the girls know they're kissing each one of the guys. The girls are going through.
So every woman is doing
so every woman is so every woman kisses every guy. Right. So and then when the girl comes, you have to rate the girl.
When the girl comes.
Pause.
Sorry, what happens?
When the girl comes to kiss you,
okay,
you have to rate the kiss.
Like, wait, what happened? I was like, where did we go? wait. So okay, I need to go back again. So everybody kisses.
Yes.
Yeah, but the boys, they don't know.
They don't know who.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you don't know who's kissing you.
So
They're just
you
rating.
blindfold.
Yeah.
You get a kiss. That's a 7. And then
you rate.
You're rating it after
Okay.
the girls finish kissing everybody.
Right. Okay.
Like, the last girl you kissed, what you rating them?
Yes.
Tanya got 9s and 9.5s.
Wow.
So she's gone and she's kissed all the guys passionately.
She's got good African lips.
But to give it context as well, one of the other girls basically went and just
just pecked everybody.
Because she was like, I'm not into that.
Because she's in a couple.
That's my man in it. So
okay, and then her man was part of the lineup.
Yeah.
So she kissed him passionately.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So now when the blindfold is off and it's revealed that Tanya's the winner, Shaq is vexed because he's like,
Russ,
why
I'm very disappointed in you.
Oh, why? For watching?
Bruv, you know too much.
No, the thing is,
like, Nana hasn't spoken for time.
You know what the whole thing is? I mean, the thing is, she could actually tell this way better than me. I know she's probably sitting there thinking, you're missing this out. But like, this is like, this couple here, I only literally tune in for these two because it's just, it's raining.
Yeah.
Wildness. Anyway, so he's upset because she's kissed all of these other people passionately.
Right. But that was the game, right?
But that's the game.
Right.
But I'm with him.
Do you want your girl, this is your girl now, to win a kissing challenge?
So my point is this. The rules of engagement is what my mind instantly went to when we
You're not winning nothing, you know?
Yeah.
So other than to say I won. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's not like a basket?
No. You just won the challenge.
The team are going to get...
No.
Where's she from? Where's her parents from?
She's Zimbabwean.
She doesn't know that she is making herself look like... hey.
Yeah. Right. So
but she's not winning anything.
Exactly.
Other than to say I won the challenge.
Other than to say you won the challenge.
But then she was the soup. What happened with the soup?
Right. So now there's another part of Love Island. So you get all of these couples in the villa. They couple up, blah, 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 blah. And then at some point during the experiment, they take out all of the girls and they take them to another villa.
Okay.
Yeah. And this villa is called Casa Amor.
Oh, that Casa Amor thing.
Right.
Yeah, I've heard of
and
that.
so they go there.
I saw that when the girl did the madness. It was that white girl was chatting to the black dude, and the black dude came back with the dog. I spoke about it before. That's the only one I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
And the woman was wilding.
Is that Teddy?
That's Teddy and Faye.
Casa Amor. He stayed in the. He didn't kiss no one. He stayed outside in the hammock or something like that, and got bitten by bare mosquitoes.
So they've gone to Casa Amor. When they're in Casa Amor, that's when that black girl has now met Martin, the other black guy.
Hey, that guy has a smooth face.
The way he was eating the popcorn.
Oh, bro, he said, he knew what was coming, boy. The soup.
That's it. So when they go in there, they start chatting this, that, and the other. Now the whole thing is that when you're in Casa Amor, if you meet someone that you like, you can bring them back into the main villa.
Oh yes, it's a whole another.
Right. So now the whole thing is, so you're in a couple, you go to Casa Amor, you meet someone, you're like, I like this person, you bring them back. So if you bring them back, then the person that you're with is now single because you brought someone else back.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Now, before they left to Casa Amor, Shaq and Tanya had actually said, I love you. They said they're in love with each other.
Right.
They've done the I love you.
You're invested, my brother.
Yeah, I'm invested. Right? And so they come back. Tanya brings back Martin.
Hey.
So now Shaq is standing there like,
who am I?
Yeah.
But then why did they do the montage video? What was that?
That's movie night.
You explain movie night.
So movie night, after you've done Casa Amor, and everybody goes mad because they know that their partner has basically cheated on them in the other house, they then show you what took place.
How many seasons has been going?
This is our 9th season.
So people know what time it is.
Yeah, so you know Casa Amor.
This is what I've been saying.
You know when you go to Casa Amor, if you do some crud, they are going to show it on movie night.
But you know what? They set these people up though.
Yes.
Because you're depriving them. So they're deprived. They're starved the relationship, and then you probably set everything up. You make the nice idyllic space.
But you know what's going down.
I know, but bruv, it's a whole difference. We saw how people acted differently in Big Brother.
And you also don't know what they're going to show in your edit. So you may get away with things. And I think that's why they always downplay it. Because they will say, I did this.
But you did
when you
those
see
things.
it in 4K, that's when it becomes different, isn't it?
So the only thing I didn't like about that is that everything that was the full explanation. So I know
that is basically it.
Because these people, first and foremost, they're not relationship before they got here. Right?
No.
So this is all a game.
Yeah.
But what I didn't like is she marginalized my guy's feelings in that moment.
Yes.
That was a bit like, come on now.
So going
You
back
said soup, and I like the fact he said, wait, the soup. And she said, nah, man, you're getting mad about this. Why are you getting mad about that for? And I was like, fam, what you've just told me, that is so terrible for that guy in that moment.
So going back to what I was saying in the last video and just generally speaking about like this kind of almost role reversal of negative stereotypical traits.
You know what, Russ? The role reversal thing is really rubbing me up the wrong way. Yeah.
But I'm not saying this is how men behave and this is how women behave.
And I'm not saying that.
I'm taking the negative.
Saying, yeah, but I don't think the role reversal is the thing here. I feel like what he keeps on saying is like, oh no, it feels like we're saying it's okay the other way. No, this is just bad behavior.
Yeah.
And obviously these women, in these particular clips are moving mad loose.
I mean, the maddest thing for me.
Back in my head with those girls, I was like, we're together now, we're in a relationship. The black guy, bro, I keep on going back to that.
That's got to be one of the best clips.
Come here. Relax. What the? Relax. Got better news for you. We decided, look at me.
What?
That all three of us are gonna be in a relationship now.
What are you talking about?
But like the maddest thing for me was when she was like, I'm gonna give you a minute.
Fam, yo, disrespectful.
Like, hang on, I saw what I saw.
Was I not here?
I saw what I saw.
Was I not here? Am I not being embarrassed on the world stage right now? Is this not an international phenomenon? Wow. Someone is bootlegging that, bruv, in America because they want to watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's quite a few American reviewers.
They're bootlegging that, bruv.
Mad thing.
Fam, come on, bro. I felt sorry for him. You know why? When I felt sorry for him? It's when he tried to look over something when there was nothing over there, bro. The screen was big. He said... Cut back to that moment in the edit for me, bruv. He looked over. He said, oh. Is that one of... We saw his nostril inside.
Bro, this guy, I said it. I've been saying it to Nana. I was like, if this was my friend, my son, I'm so disappointed.
Bruv, I mean, don't go there. How about that? Doing kissing contest and winning nothing. At least there, like I thought, there's going to be a premise. Someone's going to win, like the challenges in what's the other one? The celebrity thing? When someone does a challenge, they win something.
Yeah, no, you don't win. You don't win any prizes. They don't win parties.
You're just passing saliva for the hell of it.
But then I could imagine there's drink. And sun, they're beautiful people. Their bodies are amazing. Do you know what I mean? You're creating all of this stuff. You're making it. You're building for this drama to happen.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's really, really sad.
Really, this clip was kind of, I guess, an extension of the last clip.
To a degree. But yeah, the role reversal is proper. Like I'm just like, nah, these are just bad
but
people,
like, as I said, it's like role reversal of the negative, the negative types.
Negative. Come on, we can't let stop fast like that. If it was me, you do exactly the same thing. Man said the negative.
Oh dear. Yeah. But yeah, no.
Yeah. So, I see what you're meaning, like in the sense of like it seems like it's fair game.
Yeah.
To poke, not fun, but to show toxic behavior in that way against men currently.
Yes.
I would say that watching, as I said, I've been dipping in and out of it, but watching this season of Love Island, I understand the red pill community way more. Because I'm like, these are the types of girls that you're talking about.
But that's what I think the big problem is that a lot of people are our depth of female and social interaction has been funneled now into these social media things.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many, this is going to sound bad. I was in that event the other day. I won't say which event.
No, say.
No. And there was just this guy who just rocked up to the DJ box and was just there. And I'm like, so I walked over to the organizers. I said, do you know that person? Because obviously they're there. No, we might have met him somewhere, but we're not 100% sure of who he is. But yeah, he was just there, and he was just like, the music was playing, and he was dancing and everything, and acting like he controlled the space. He doesn't know that I just, I'm with these people.
Yeah.
And 2-2s now, there are just those types of people on this planet that like that limelight and will get it by any means necessary. You said it, your skin folk aren't your kin folk. Is that what those people aren't everyone's kin. So when these men are looking at those type of people who kind of influence and do all of this stuff on that level, they're not the relationships that are actually for you. Yeah. And you're thinking about those people when they have a whole different way that they operate. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, they are not for you. And so your mind, and I mean, obviously this is a personal opinion, and your mind is being twisted and formed by these people who don't care about you in the first place. Yeah. Because you don't add value in the circumstance that they like. So then it makes these people angry. Oh, why can't I be with that one? She's never looking at you anyway. He's never looking at you anyway. They're not interested in you. Yeah. Right. Because there are certain people that just move in those kind of circles. They want to be known, they want to look. And that's what that unfortunate bubble that has been created with social media has made it to be. So these men and we're talking about men directly, lust after or are interested in such certain women that would never be interested in them. Yeah. Yeah. No matter how they spun themselves, unless you looked a particular way, acted a particular way, carried on a particular way, was connected in a particular way, you wouldn't be getting any time with that woman. Yeah. So you got to know where you playing at, bro. So I understand what you're saying, and I can understand that, but that's what I think. It's just like, if you was to take yourself out and move around your interests, the things that matter to you, you're going to find a person who would be just as beautiful. Yeah. Who would be more inclined to be with you.
Yeah. But I guess I'm going to say them or they have all been sucked in to this Insta, Love Island aesthetic.
And the problem is, though, connected with that, bruv, is that we are losing just social spaces. A lot of these people, and I know once again, generalizing, they are not going out. Yeah. They're staying with their thoughts. They're staying with in their spaces. They're staying where they're comfortable and not allowing themselves to come out into the world. And I'm not saying like just literally physically. I mean in general. Yeah. Outside of the idea of just focusing on what are your interests? Where do you wish to be? What gets you so excited? Yeah. You will find your people.
I hope that there will soon become a time where, so it's like the internet is here now. It's embedded into our lives. And so now it's like, we're over it. So it's there and it does what it does. And then now people begin to redefine their relationship with the internet and social media. So rather than being, really consuming it day in, day out, you then kind of readjust yourself to take it in every now and again. I
don't know, bro. We're in a because I was saying that about technology the other day with another friend. Have we reached a peak? And they said to me, no, we ain't. Because you know how with the phone is the phone, and right now the iterations haven't shifted. They're a black screen that look like X, and really they all kind of do the same thing. And he said, no, these people will just find another thing that we didn't know we want and give it to us. Yeah. And I was like, oh my days.
That's scary.
Yeah. We'll just find a new need. And then he broke down.
Is that we didn't know we
didn't know. He broke down Uber to me, bruv, and in that way. And I was like, wow.
How do you break it down?
Bruv, he go, wow, that was another one, Russ. Man said, how to break it down.
You're a little bitch today,
Bro, I'm being what I'm being all the time. Yeah? Is that I'm paying attention. How they break it down. It's gonna be on the thing, bro. You can't come at me. It's on the mic. You said it.
Oh dear.
Bro, so the way he broke it down, it was like, there was just this one time he was doing what he was doing and he found himself in a particular space where he was, and he was asking people for a cab number. And they was like, no, there's no cab. Oh, you know what you do? Jump on Uber. And you could get a car now. Bruv, he logged in, boom.
Yeah.
Instantly, bruv. LA, when I was in LA, bro, it was the only way I got around. I didn't know where anything was. I just looked at this app and it told me this amount of minutes. Okay, cool. That means I can figure myself out and get to this space. Bruv. And I didn't know I needed Uber until I got it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And he just said, yeah, fam. And obviously, back in the day, it would be, you go, bruv, stop off here, go get cash, try to negotiate, whatever it was. Bruv, it just cut everything out.
Yeah.
Do you know what the interesting thing about that is as well? Is that I would say probably last year when Uber kind of hit its kind of, I don't know what you call it, but peak? That thing of its peak when everybody got really tired of it. And so now when you order an Uber, you might have to wait 8 to 15 minutes. And it's like
half an hour. Sometimes they cancel on you. You won't get nothing. You have to go to Bolt.
But it's like before Uber, how long were you waiting for a minicab?
We were waiting 20 minutes, the standard for a minicab.
And you chat to the man. Yeah. I ain't got nothing for another 20 minutes. Yeah. And you just okay, cool.
All right then, yeah.
Bruv, this is what I'm saying. We didn't know we needed it. And so, yeah, man, I think, I don't know if it's going to be redressed. What's happening with like ChatGPT and all the AI, what do you call it? It's the arms race, the new AI arms race. That's
really
all
is,
kicking off.
Yeah.
It's just when we decide to kind of log out.
Yeah.
I was just looking at, I went to, in that same conversation, how it kicked off was, we're talking about different things in a different way and talking about AI, ChatGPT. And I just focused on the fact that earlier, there was this old man, bruv, who ordered his coffee. And I could see that he was a bit stressed. We was in Costa. And he was just a bit stressed. And he was like, oh, man, kind of had to go get something from another place and bring it over, like get something to eat. He got the thing and then he tapped his money. And I was looking at him. I was like, bruv, when you tap that, is your mind going,
boom? Yeah.
Because you've definitely been alive long enough that this wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just when we decide to jump off it, because it's just going to continue to roll.
Yeah.
Do you know, even in that, about 2-3 years ago, we were in Manchester, and I've gone out with my mate Leroy, and we're in the shop. I'm paying for stuff, and they're like, it's $7.99, and he went, all right, cool, and he went like that.
Yeah, with his watch. Yeah,
and I will never forget that moment because it just felt like such a futuristic moment. I'm like,
that's the thing about how when we just meet it, do you know what I mean? We're meeting it now. That it is totally plausible for you to go outside with no cash in your pocket. You've done it more often than not.
I've done it probably solidly for the last month. I haven't had cash on me.
And now you can just go with your phone.
Yeah. I'm literally just about to say
everything.
And I haven't taken my cards. And I haven't gone out with a bag. Like I'm just walking with my phone.
We're here, bruv. Yeah. And you know what also, obviously, man, this is about a money thing as well. Sometimes the mind, you know what he says? Oh, yeah, I'll just buy it. A clothes, a shoe. Oh, I don't have the right shoe. You just buy the shoe.
Hey! That is annoying. Actually, it's that. It literally is that. Like, you could just be like, actually, those trousers aren't quite clean. Let me go and buy enough. Like,
bang.
Yeah.
It's that easy.
It's that easy. And then they're just upping. What's the level? It's £100 on Google Pay.
Yeah.
It's like 120 on something else.
Yeah.
Fam, you watch. It's going to be 500 soon.
Oh, yeah, very soon. Definitely.
And what it is
you'll laugh at the fact that there was a £40 limit before.
And bro, and the joke thing was, bro, I saw the suppling us up. They made us up, bro. They bent us. Oyster.
Yeah.
Fam, we started with that oyster. They say you can't travel. They made it difficult. They said, nah, you get cheaper fare.
Yeah.
So, man, everyone's just in it now.
Yeah.
And we've just come to, bro, I don't know if it'll ever be figured out. But what I do think people need to readdress is just where their eyes need to be connected.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately for you, you know what I mean? Maybe you're just looking in the wrong space for the thing for you because certain things aren't for certain people. That's why knowing yourself is so much more important in this noise.
Yeah.
It's a whole load of noise.
Yeah, very true. Yeah. Very true. So let's say they remove the black thing from us and it literally is a little chip.
I think that's probably the wake up that a lot of people will be like, you've gone too far.
They're suppling. They don't even need to use a chip. They could just use our iris. They're already using our fingerprint.
That's why
We're
saying
already using our fingerprint
and face scanning. When people are like going through, I'm like, nah,
they're suppling
I'm not
us.
doing that.
So I think they can do everything on fingerprint and face scanning, and we will be like, oh my gosh, but we'll go along with it. But I think the moment you really start talking about,
gosh, bro, we're already doing it.
We're already doing it.
It's
but I'm saying
phones.
the moment you start talking about injecting something,
you won't have to.
I'm saying if.
All right.
That's when people will be like, "You've gone too far. Like I'm not doing it." And they can do what they want to do,
and that's
what we're doing already.
Won't happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to Dubai. I'm going to America, bruv. They take my iris before I come in.
Yeah,
and my fingerprints. I don't think in Dubai. Fingerprints. But in America, I've done my fingerprints and my eyes. They've had that from a long time. That ain't changed, bro. Since I've been alive. They ain't changed. They've got me already.
Yeah.
And then for you to access, they ask you, can we take your biometric? When you get your first phone, can we do your biometric, blah, blah, blah. And then, bro, yeah.
Cool.
So I guess, all right, so maybe it won't be they will implant anything into you. They will just have your fingerprints and everything on file. And so wherever you go, you just do it, and that will be
and
it.
then scan your face and done. Yeah. We're already doing it with passports. We're traversing the world. Security has got better because of it. Technically.
Yeah. It's a bit mad though.
Russ, I feel your energy feels like you want to get this over. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah. No. I feel like you're like, I need this done. It's taking me down a dark road. It's taking me down a dark road.
What I will say is sometimes when I do sit and think about like internet future, and I think we spoke about this one time on a few pods ago, where I'm just like, what is this world? Like, and then especially from the perspective, and this is where it gets dark for me, is from the perspective of a parent. I'm like, what am I leading them into? And then asking myself the question, like even today, this morning we went football on the way back. I must have been speaking about Ghana. And for the first time, Akaja was like, yeah, I don't want to go and stay there. And I don't know why, but I responded in such an African dad way.
Why do you want to watch good?
I was just like, well, you're not going to have a choice in the matter. Like, if we're going as a family, we're going. And, like the words came out and I was like, why?
You're challenging your African beats.
Yeah, there you go. I was like, why are you talking like that? But I think it's because, and I don't know what it is yet, but there's something sitting inside me where I'm just like, and it gets louder every day, a little bit louder every day, where I'm like, yo, this ain't it.
Bro, but the problem with back home is
I'm not even saying that is it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But at the moment, it feels like an option.
Back home, they are fully invested in trying to be like the West.
Yeah.
So anything that we are, and it's sad, bruv.
But even that,
it's sad.
even let's just say this year we go.
You guys going this year?
No. But I'm saying if this year we go, and then you go and you feel like, oh, so Ghana is like 5 to 10 years behind. I'd even appreciate the slowdown. You see what I'm saying?
But it's not 5 years.
Yeah.
It isn't.
If anything, it's going to be like Dubai.
Yeah. It's what they're all heading for it to be, though.
It's going to be Dubai.
So where is the place?
Bruv, the place is just, you have to go and live off the land somewhere.
See, this is why I feel like I'm just
electric.
like...